Hello and welcome to my quick tips for the Valkyrie. So I'm not really great at the game, I'm not great at the Valkyrie, but there are a few things that I've learned that could really improve your game that not everybody may know. Even though you might be better at the game than me, you might have better reactions and just played more, I guess, played more fighting games. But basically, the Valkyrie is great at defense. So if you know, like if you've got a good reaction time and stuff like that, like I tend to block in the wrong direction, as you can see in this. Like we win this, I win this. Not the first fight maybe, but then we go. But yeah, I'm not great at all. I try to go for the CC chain, the ground game, which is basically just trying to keep them down using shield bash and back heavy. Like once you get them down the ground, just top heavy, shield bash, leg sweep, and then you just chain that until you run out of stamina, and it's really hard to avoid. You have to time your dodge very well to avoid it. But what I want to talk about is not the ground game. Like most people know about the CC chain combo, which is just like do 2 light attacks, leg sweep, and then just heavy, shield bash, leg sweep, heavy, shield bash, leg sweep, and leg sweep is back movement and heavy if you don't know. And then you can just chain that almost indefinitely. What I want to talk about is her deflect. Like you can counterattack using light attack, but her dodge block is her best move, I think. And that's what I'm trying to practice now. So basically if you dodge into an attack in the right direction at the right time, she puts up your shield, it glows orange, you nail it, then you get a dodge block, and also you get you can follow it up with a shoulder pin, which is a small bleed. But what's not in the move list is you can also follow it up with a guaranteed guard break if you hit the guard break button. And that's really strong, but it's not in the move list. So that's something to think about. You can follow up with the guard break. And what's not in the move list too, now that I think about it, is you can dodge guard break like the Kensei, which also is pretty strong. So I use it a lot against peacekeepers and stuff. Like they dodge away from you, you dodge to them and guard break. But yeah, what I wanted to talk about is move queuing or input queuing, which I learned of, which has really changed my game. So what this means is, let's say you're going for the shoulder pin, which is the heavy after a dodge block. So you dodge and then you miss the dodge block, which I do all the time. And then you're stuck in a slow ass top heavy usually, and you're gonna die, or you're gonna take tons and tons of damage because you're stuck in like the slowest animation possible for the Valkyrie. And of course you can cancel into a shield bash, but still, it's not great to accidentally go into a heavy. But the way the game handles inputs, like a fighting game, means you can queue up inputs. And how you do this is you hit the heavy at the beginning of your dodge. What this means is, if you nail the timing, so she gets the dodge block, she follows it up with a shoulder pin. This is a really dishonorable game, but they ran and teamed up, so like, I just went for it. What this means is that if you hit the block, she goes for a shoulder pin. If you don't, she just dodges. She doesn't do a slow heavy animation after. And even more so, you can even queue up 2 attacks. Yeah, got only himself to blame right there. But yeah, you can have 2 attacks. So basically what you can do is, when you see an attack coming in, you dodge in the right direction, you hit heavy at the beginning of the animation, of the dodge animation, and you hit light at the end of it. And that means if you nail the timing, and you get a dodge block, you get a shoulder pin. If you don't, you get a dodge attack. And you can do this with other heroes too, with their attacks, but it has really changed my Valkyrie game because I'm never stuck in a heavy after trying to get the shoulder pin anymore. At worst, I just dodge, but if I either at best I get the shoulder pin, at worst I dodge attack. Since you dodge and then you queue up heavy in the beginning and then you do a light at the end of the animation. So move input queuing, like that's my main advice. So I hope this was maybe somewhat helpful if you didn't know about the queuing of inputs, and I'll make more videos. This was a very short one, so thank you for watching, and good night.